So then the late stream tonight was supposed to be like a Dragon Ishin. Okay? I was down for that. I come to the office, I turn everything on, and as I'm getting set up, OBS forces an update. I didn't tell it to do it. It just did it. And I was like, OBS, so you don't know, is my streaming software. It just, everything changed. My menu changed. It added new options to the menu and stuff that I had never even seen before. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, why is it doing that? I didn't tell it to update. I'm completely confused as to what has happened. And what ends up happening is it resets all of my settings. All of them. All the encoding quality settings, how to encode, how to stream. It redid the whole way you stream on YouTube. There's a whole new menu system now. Like it used to be, you would go there and you would put in your name, your password, and a stream key. And then you would stream. Now you don't even need that anymore. Now you use OBS to like log into YouTube itself, and it streams directly to the site. It's really weird and different. I've never seen it like this before, but now I got to get used to it. It's going to be actually difficult now for me to jump between DSP Gaming and DSP Reacts because it's going to try to log in through my browser, but my browsers default to certain, like one browser I have, I use for DSP Gaming. One browser I have used for DSP Reacts. I have them set up separately so I don't have to keep redoing the setup every time I stream. Now I got to like jump between and get it to work right. It's going to be a pain. I really would have preferred not to do this update, being honest. But OBS forced me. I don't know why they forced my hand, but they just did it out of nowhere. I didn't even approve it. So they updated, and then what ended up happening was not only are all my settings wrong, but now the pop-up messages don't work again, and I had just fixed them in the morning. So I announced to everyone, guys, I'm sorry, but everything's screwed up. We definitely cannot do a Like a Dragon stream tonight. There's no way I could do 2 hours of story for you guys. We're in the end game. You know, this is kind of ruining the stream, so let's not do that. Let's just try to do a stream where we fix this. So for an hour, we just tweaked everything. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have an important and positive announcement to make. You ready for this? For the entirety of the time that I've done direct capture and live streaming, I've always put all of the load of that processing on my CPU. The reason being is because almost 10 years ago, when I got this computer, the setup was not really made to do the GPU encoding. There was different ways to do it, like something called shadow play or something like that. And I never messed with it. I tried it, and the file sizes were ginormous, and I was like, it's just not there. So I never bothered with it. I always just did everything on the CPU. Now, you may have noticed over the years, I always have issues with frame rate droppage. When I'm in the middle of action of a game, and there's a lot going on, all of a sudden the frame rate will stutter. And that's always been a result of me streaming and recording using my GPU, okay? Excuse me, my CPU, never using the GPU. I've always used my processor in my computer to do it. Okay. However, in the last year, I've made some updates. I updated my OBS. I updated the drivers on my graphics card. And changing all this configuration around, I actually noticed a way in OBS that says you can use your graphics card to encode now. And I was like, well, I've never done this before. I wonder if it would work. Now, I've talked with a couple people behind the scenes who know a little bit about it and have urged me on. Say, hey, Phil, one night, you should just try it. Just see what happens. Well, if there was a perfect night to do it, it was tonight. Because tonight things weren't working anyway. So I said, you know what, guys? While we're in the midst of fixing the encoding quality and fixing all the things that fucked up, let's actually see if we can do GPU encoding. So I switched it over, and I said, let's try to stream and record on the GPU. I tried it. The stream worked beautifully, but as soon as I hit record, the whole thing crapped out. So doing everything just on the GPU is not powerful enough to do it, okay? So I said, instead of that, let's try something different. Let's split the processing load. Let's have the stream go only on the GPU, and let's have the on-demand video that I'm recording for YouTube go on to the CPU. I split it. I stayed at the same quality, which is 9,000 kilobits per second, so I kept it at that. I split it. I turned it on. It worked beautifully. I don't think we had many or any frame drop. Maybe a couple frame drops here or there, but for the most part, the CPU usage was down to only something like 25 to 30%, and it used to be upwards of 80 to 90%, and it went all the way down to 20 to 30%. The stream, people told me the stream looked gorgeous. They're like, there's no problems with that stream at all. It looked smooth. In fact, people were like, that actually looked smoother than usual, okay? So people were impressed, and I said, well, we changed all these settings. So we got it now running half GPU, half CPU. I changed all this. By the way, we got the pop-up messages working again because we found out what happened was when OBS updated, there's a default setting. It's very weird. It's in the advanced settings, and it says, use hardware acceleration when doing your browser plugin. I don't even know what hardware acceleration would do for a browser animation, but those animations that you see for pop-ups, those are browser-style animations. They're played right through a web browser implemented into OBS. So this had happened before, and we found it was actually HoboX. Remember that months ago I had the same issue. If you uncheck that box, it fixes it. So I did it. So that fixed the animation issue. Now we're splitting between GPU and CPU. I was like, this is great. We potentially just improved my setup. So I said, well, how much time do we have? We had about an hour left. So with an hour left, we don't have a lot going on. What should we do? All right, you know what we'll do? We'll play Elden Ring, because I started Elden Ring earlier today. It's not fair to do only half of a stream of Like a Dragon Ishin. Instead, we'll postpone that stream until I get back from break on Thursday. Let's just do a random hour of Elden Ring tonight. So I did. And ladies and gentlemen, number one, I had a great run. I was playing Elden Ring tonight. I explored the castle. I didn't do everything, but I did a lot. We got to Godric. Yes, we got to Godric, and we fought Godric. I will not spoil how that went. I want you to check out the video, because the other half is the stream apparently looked gorgeous, and I just went back and watched the video, and it looks really good. But here's the thing. I think now, because I'm splitting that processing load between the graphical processing unit and the central processing unit, I can now up the bitrate. So when I stream again, in fact, this video I'm recording right now is 12,000 kilobits per second. I have never streamed or recorded at this quality before. I'm curious. I'm going to watch this video back for myself after this is done and see what it looks like. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you thought of the quality of the Elden Ring video. It's part 4 from tonight. And let me know what you think of the quality of this video. Starting Thursday, I'm going to attempt to stream and record at 12,000 kilobits. That's a 3,000 kilobit, a 25% increase, actually a 30% increase, for 33% increase from what I used to do. We might see less frame drops. We might see more smooth animations, more detail, no blurriness. This is great because I'm splitting the processing load. I may have a dramatic improvement to how my videos look now and my streams. So this is great. It was a blessing in disguise because, man, things were going south. Things weren't going well. I was like, this sucks. Now what's going to happen? But we fixed everything, and now maybe even have a dramatic improvement. So I'm pleased. Seriously, I am very pleased with how tonight went. Please watch and enjoy, and let me know what you think. All right? I'm